What's up, everyone? It's me, Juliet, your Scorpion Goddess, and we are back at it again with What's Up with the Planets and Tarot of the Week, where I break down the astrology forecast of the highlighted astrological events happening during this week, and then I pull cards for the collective. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, engage with this video, and stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? This is a big week because we have a new moon in Leo, which is a fixed fire sign, and we're officially in Leo season, like I had announced last week, if you did watch. If not, check out last week's video in the description box down below. I have a link that goes directly to it, and see what predictions came true for you, and share in the comments down below how this reading resonates with the astrological forecast and the tarot, because I'm trying to build a community within Scorpion Goddess, and I love to see what you guys have to say. So with that being said, let's get it started. So Monday on the 25th of July, when we start out, the moon is going to be void for most of the day, and then it will leave Taurus, its domicile, and enter into, where it's exalted at, sorry. It is exalted in Taurus, but then it moves into Cancer, which is its domicile sign. So in the beginning of the week on Monday, when the moon is in void, it's kind of like a mini, like a retrograde kind of feeling, where the energy is pretty flat, and it's not good to start or begin anything new because the energy just isn't fulfilled. It's just kind of like, this is a time to have downtime and rest, and there's not really anything big and exciting happening. So then when we get later in the day, the moon does transition into Cancer, and this is going to have us in this comfort feeling, and because it is a new moon week, we can expect to feel the energy 3 days before and 3 days after. So basically this entire week is going to have that new moon energy in Leo feel, but we do not have the new moon in Leo until Thursday the 28th. So starting the 25th is when we're going to start feeling that energy. Now, because we're starting the week out with the moon in void and we're approaching a new moon, the moon, when we approach it, is the dark of the moon, the new moon on the 28th. But as we approach that, because we just had that full moon 2 weeks ago, it's closing, and then it comes to complete darkness. So 3 days prior to a new moon, us astrologers recommend not to begin your new whatever you're trying to create and manifest until the day of the new moon, because then it's in its complete darkness and it's at full energy of its manifestation, because before that it's closing out. So the energy is ending in a way, right? So when we get to the new moon, even though we're feeling that energy, the best time to manifest is the day of the new moon and 3 days after. That's why if you are familiar with a lot of moon circles, women, witches, we tend to get together the day of a new moon or a full moon, and then you may have heard, or at least from me anyways, to write 1 to 3 things down on what it is. Either if you're manifesting something on a new moon or letting go and releasing something on a full moon, you write 1 to 3 things down on 3 separate pieces of paper, because you will burn it the day of the new moon or full moon cycle, and then the next days that follow after that, not before. So putting that out there so you guys can understand why we do this a little bit better. So then when we get to Tuesday, we're going to be having Mercury, our communication, thoughts, and ideas planet, squaring off with Mars, which is war, anger, passion, action, movement. So when we have aspects of squaring off, this causes tension and uncomfortability. Now, because it's the action planet and communication planet, there could be a conversation that needs to just, I gotta say what I gotta say. And because we're in the influence of that new moon in Leo energy, and we're in the sun of Leo season, we're just gonna say it. There's no filter, because fire energy is, here I am, I'm not asking for permission to be where I'm at, I'm telling you this is where I am. And Leo is very open with their heart and they lead. So with that energy is coming in with the Mercury and Mars squaring off, this is You may say something you might regret later on, so it is a good idea to think before you speak, but there could be conversations that do need to happen on Tuesday, something that may make you uncomfortable, but is going to push that tension to grow, because remember, we cannot grow without uncomfortability, so Tuesday can be an experience to you if you use it to your advantage, to really help with your growth, to stand your ground, to say what you mean without being mean. So that's something I've always kept with me from an old friend of mine. So say what you mean without being mean on Tuesday. Now, when we get to Thursday, this is the big day of the week, and so that is because we have two things happening. First thing is with that new moon in Leo. Now, if you are a Leo sun, Leo rising, Aquarius sun, Aquarius rising, or even the two other fixed signs, Taurus and Scorpio, you're going to be feeling this new moon in Leo a lot more than anyone else. Okay? So, Leo is leadership. Leo is bold. Leo is fixed fire. So, it's loud and it's proud. And here I am, and listen to everything I have to say. I put my life on a platform for everyone and all to see. Now, when I'm talking about Leo, I'm talking about it's the sign in itself. You may know a Leo, or you may be a Leo yourself, and you may be like, well, I'm not like that. I'm more private. Look at your entire chart. I'm talking about Leo in itself is as loud and proud, big, creative. Here I am, look at and listen to everything I have to say. I got a big ass personality. That's the type of energy Leo brings in. It's very courageous, it's bold. So, and this is happening at 5 degrees Leo, at 1:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on July 28th. So, if you have 5 degrees or around 5 degrees in any fixed sign, look at your natal chart to see where you have that at, if you do, and that's where it's going to be highlighted the most. Even if you have aspects like a rising or your midheaven at or around 5 degrees, could be heavily influenced as well with this new moon in Leo. We have another transit happening too later on in the day. It's Jupiter going retrograde in Aries, and this is happening at 4:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at 8 degrees Aries. So when a planet goes retrograde, this happens all the time. This isn't anything like, oh my god, I can't believe something's going retrograde. It's never happened before. It happens every year. Most of the time, there is at least 1 to 2 planets typically retrograde anyways throughout an entire year. So Jupiter is kind of in between that personal planet and the mundane planets, where Jupiter is about expansion, luck, and abundance. Now, when it goes retrograde, it's a time, when anything goes retrograde, it's a time to go and look within and internally. So what kind of expansions can you make as an internal growth? And this will be going on for a few months because it is a slow-moving planet. I believe it's up until October, or is it October? It could be October or it could be December. I cannot remember. No, Jupiter goes, then it'll move into Pisces in October. Maybe it is December. Let me just look in my calendar really quick. Oh, no. Is it November when it goes direct? Jupiter will go direct on November 23rd in Pisces. So it will be retrograde in Aries up until October, where it will go, because when planets go retrograde, it's as if they appear to be moving backwards. So that's why it's going from Aries back into Pisces. However, then it'll make its way back into Aries, I believe, probably in 2023. Aries gives that energy of, let's get things done, let's be spontaneous, I have high emotions, I'm ready to just get it done, impatient, just ready to go. And with Jupiter being expanding, this is the time to look within. What kind of things, what kind of actions have I taken? and what kind of leadership roles have I taken? Where do I need to be more of a leader? Where do I need to guide and direct myself in a better direction internally? Where can I receive and call in luck a lot more to gravitate towards me internally versus doing things externally? Because this is how retrogrades really work. So another aspect, I stopped recording because my cat came in and she decided she wanted to be on top of my reading table. So anyways, another thing that's happening is, just like Jupiter's going retrograde, it is also trining with the moon. So this can be used as helping with us manifesting and calling in something real, like making it much bigger. So like I always say, when you're calling in, manifesting, doing that kind of work, just be very particular of the language and the words that you do use, especially because when using the planets to your advantage, knowing that this does bring in luck and abundance, Jupiter, and the moon is the public tone in our emotions and where we're at, this can make what you're calling in much bigger 6 months from now. See how that really turns out for you. So another thing that's happening as well is Uranus has been in Taurus for a really long time now, and that is going to be squaring off with the new moon in Leo. So because these are two fixed signs, this can bring in a heavy amount of tension of what needs to be outbursted, changed, shifted, and sudden shifts may happen out of the blue that you were not expecting. But because Leo is that leadership kind of energy where emotions are at, this can give us that excitement to take on this challenge on a personal level. Now, on a global scale, we could see a lot of protests break out about people who have leadership roles that we are not happy about. And and there could be also, because we still have those squaring of Mercury and Mars happening, that's going to be going, the transits last for a bit, so this could bring in violence and pain and stuff like that too, just because Mars has a lot to do with the body, and because Uranus is about sudden surprises and it's squaring off. This could be people, protesting, because Uranus is a very, it likes to be progressive. It's like a progressive planet, so it takes no shit, basically. And so with all of these things happening within this week, we can expect to see something like this in the news. So just keep an eye out for that. But on a personal level, we can, take this to our advantage of, how do I really want to grow? How can I really show up and be a leader and be better in my life and the people in my life, and show them who I really am? Because Leo is focused on who I am and how I show up and how great I can be. And, they want to be seen. They need to be seen. So we're all under this umbrella of that kind of energy. Then when we get into the weekend, the moon will be leaving Leo and moving into Virgo. So during this weekend, it's going to help us really prioritize and organize what kinds of things we are calling in and how we can get that in better alignment for us. So that Virgo moon will help us out during the weekend. Now, with all that being said, I'm going to put my mic down. I'm going to pull some cards. I know you guys can't really see, but let me move this down. Leela is right here, so I'll have to put my cards around her. She likes to join me sometimes when I do these readings. Cats are very intuitive. They're very protective beings. They can feel spirits, and cats are amazing. So, and they're very aware. They know stuff. So that's why she usually likes to join me. So let's get into these cards. Leela decided to leave, so I think she just wanted to make an appearance. So we are pulling the cards from the 25th to the 31st, and I want to know for everybody here, remember, take what resonates, leave what does not. This is a general reading, so whatever is for you is for you. Share this with somebody you think might have a message in this for them. So we're starting out with the Five of Pentacles. I want to know, why is this Five of Pentacles showing up for us right now? Why is this Five of Pentacles here? Two of Swords. So this looks like it's like not all the information is quite with us right now. And so if you're in the midst of a move or a new job, or money is kind of funky this week, I feel like you're not taking that step that needs to be taken because you're afraid of what could happen. What if I was successful? That's what I'm getting from this. What would happen with that? Things would be completely different in your life. Something you're not used to. So with this Five of Pentacles and the Two of Swords coming in, it's like not all the information is quite there, but you're the one that's holding yourself back. Because sometimes change can be difficult to go through, and we do have an aspect happening, not just the new moon, you know, the call in new things, but we also have that Uranus squaring off happening, and that brings in sudden changes as well. So this could be affecting some of you guys with where am I really, like, where have I not grown yet? And this entire week is going to be pushing us for that growth, to really stand out and show out who we actually are to society and the people around us, and to ourselves as well. So maybe there's some stuff about yourself that like just needs to be faced. There could be a conversation that happens, right? Because Pentacles and Swords, yeah, it looks like there's going to be some information given to you this week, and it's going to kind of come out in somewhere where you're not expecting it to, and that's going to kind of throw some of you guys off. This could be somebody, this could be anyone, honestly. This could be somebody from work. This could be somebody from the past. This could be anything, but this could just be somebody with a strong masculine kind of energy, and they're just dropping in and giving you stuff. I'm also picking up on independence. Some of you may be too independent, where you feel like you can't rely on others, but you need to know that you can't do everything on your own, and sometimes you block yourself from having these great things happening, this more growth, more expansion, more abundance come in, because you're like, I have to be in charge of everything. I can't let anyone help me out when it comes to work. And maybe there's somebody that's reaching out and saying like, hey, I want to help you, and you got to let them do what they do. Okay, then we also have the Six of Swords with the World card. So this is like, I think we had the World card come out last week, or maybe it was a week before that. But and the fact that we're dealing with a lot of fixed energy too this week, and in the World card in tarot, it's showing every single fixed sign. So we have Leo, we have Taurus, we have, can't really see, we have Aquarius, we have Scorpio. And so this is literally, with the Six of Swords coming after, this is talking about leaving something that you're just leaving something behind. This could be an old thought pattern that you had, and you're walking into something new where you feel more free, you feel more open, you feel more, you just feel more like yourself. I'm picking up on, like, you feel more vulnerable in who you are, and you're leaving that stuff behind of like stuff that's been instilled in your brain of being like, no, you can't do this, no, you can't say that, no, you can't act like this, you need to cross your legs when you sit in a dress, you need to, stuff like that. And you're like, fuck all of that stuff that I've been taught and told by my parents, by society, by my friends, by my school, by my teachers. You're leaving something that's been conditioned in your mind behind you, because you know, screw that. That's not who I am at my core, but I'm in my truth. And you're stepping into who you really are. And you're not asking for permission to be yourself. You're stepping into that unapologetically to be yourself this week. It's like this big, wow, this is who I am showing up, and you're going to see who I am. And that's it. You're not asking for permission. That's coming out really strong, especially because we have this Knight of Wands coming out. This is bold. This comes out quick. Leaving something behind, you know, you're really stepping into who you are. And this Leo new moon is really going to help in the planets. That's really going to help with that too, that energy. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Why is this Ace of Pentacles coming out reversed? I think this has to do with more like some internal stuff. Like you want to have something that's like you can grasp, something that's tangible, come into your life. You really want to do that. But it's like, how can I do that if I've never actually had this? This could be like, maybe you want to make a certain amount of money for some of you guys, but it's like you've never made that much, but you can only imagine how comfortable your life could really be if you were making double the amount of money you are now, or whatever it is. But it's like, how can I actually call in and manifest something that I've never felt and experienced? What if I'm not doing it right? So it's like this insecurity kind of thing is popping out. Ooh, why is this? Let's see if I can get more information on what this is. 10 of Cups. There's a lot of closing out. It's saying, the cards are saying, like, you're ready for something new, but there's some stuff that just needs to be fixed. I did not even mean to do that. There's some stuff that needs to be fixed within yourself. So there needs to be some deep digging going on inside to get to this 10 of Cups place. Like, this is what you're fantasizing. This is what you're manifesting. This is what you're imagining. You want the house. You want the family. You want all of these great things. And you're like this Leo new moon of being bold. I'm not going to ask for help. I'm just going to show up. I got to leave all this stuff behind with the 6 of Swords. But the Ace of Pentacles reversed is saying, what does that actually mean? What do I actually need to do? And I see a lot of you guys questioning, like, big questions, like, what really does make me happy? Who am I really? There's, like, I see some of you looking outwardly to people that you do look up to. This could be, like, people online. This could be famous people. And you're like, how do they have it so good? They really inspire me. But how can I use that to show up for myself? And am I really happy with where I'm at in my life? And how can I get to this point? And who is that? What does that mean? And in doing that, to still be yourself authentically without getting lost in the sauce of trying to embody someone else that you look up to. How can you use that person you do look up to and use it for who you actually are, instead of, again, I'm hearing, don't embody somebody else's life, because that's theirs. You have your own. Use whatever it is that you look up to as a form of guidance and influence, but don't take over their energy, because there's something in you that needs to be worked on that you've been skipping over. And there's something inside of you that's been yelling and screaming out that you're not listening to, and you need to. And these are the 2 cards that flew out. I glanced at them for a second, didn't really pay attention when it came out, because I just moved my cards, and these came out. This is the Queen of Swords with the Hierophant. We're dealing with 2 5s, and we have a few major cards here, okay? So this is really big on, there's some stuff that really needs to be spoken on, cutthroat shit. Maybe you need to be more honest with yourself to allow these changes to happen. I think some of us just really need to get down and just really get to the truth. There could be some stuff within your family too. Maybe you guys, you have this expectation of somebody to take care of something because that's what you would do, but you realize, in your family, people don't really follow what you would do, and you get frustrated and upset about that. Maybe there's some stuff you need to look internally. Is it because maybe you don't feel appreciated? Maybe you're not getting mad at this one thing. Maybe it's the bigger picture of, I don't feel appreciated, I don't feel heard, I don't feel seen. Instead of getting upset with they didn't, I don't know, babysit like they said they were going to do. Are you disappointed because they didn't babysit, or are you disappointed because you feel let down and you feel unappreciated and you feel not seen, I need a break, and you said you would help me, and I just feel like I would have done that for you and you're not doing that for me, so I feel, again, unappreciated. It could be something like that coming in for some of you guys this week, but this is something that needs to be spoken on. But how can you do that in a way where you're heard? You mean cutthroat. Sometimes Queen of Swords can be very cutthroat and just get straight to the point, and it hurts people's feelings. But maybe the person's feelings, this is another thing that's coming in. This could be something completely different, but maybe the person that you're talking to, that you're being straight up with, maybe there's been some kind of secret. And it's like it's like this unspoken thing. Like, everyone knows about it. Everyone's aware about it. But nobody is speaking on it, and now you are. And they don't want to face that kind of truth, even though they know that they're in the wrong, right? Or vice versa. And this is something that needs to be faced and dealt with. And I think this is continuing from something that I talked about in my reading from last week. Like, you're leaving something behind. We got that Six of Swords coming out again like we did last week. You're leaving something behind. You're leaving people behind. You're stepping into something of more of your truth, of more of your authenticity, that's just standing out really, really, really big. And I mean, we get that Leo new moon. We're in the Leo season. Leo is in Mercury. So it's just like showing up like, this is who I am. I'm ready to stand in my truth. And we have the nodes really helping us out too, with that North Node in Taurus. Well, where can we really stand out and be our best, right? And we have an aspect with that happening this week as well, which I didn't even talk about, but that's fine. The cards are bringing it out now. And that South Node in Scorpio is letting go of all of that toxic shit that was built up. Those secrets, those hidden things are coming out. And it's like, oh, I feel so much better that I'm like coming into, like, I have a new perspective of how I view these things. And you're not worried about, maybe you're worried in a sense of like hurting this other person's feelings, but you can't continue to do the same thing you've been doing by keeping quiet and ignoring the elephant in the room that's been there just because they're uncomfortable with it. It doesn't matter if let them sit in their uncomfortability. You're sitting in your truth. If they're uncomfortable with the situation, that's because they know that they did wrong and they need to sit in that. You're not responsible for how they receive you standing in your own truth and doing what's best for you, because you come into this new place of like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I need to do what's best for me. And whatever that person, however they feel, they need to sit in their uncomfortability, and that's it. And when they come into terms, maybe then they'll approach you, but this week, this is what I'm seeing. They need to sit in their uncomfortability, and by doing that, you're winning. I'm seeing a W for win. You're winning by doing that. Say what you mean without being mean. But you need to stand in your truth. You can't let these people, this situation control you anymore. It's ridiculous. And you know it is too. Got the Temperance coming out again, along with two other cards. Eight of Cups and the Strength. It's time to walk away from it. This is really big on like, there's been some kind of big secret. This could have been within the family too. And it's just time to like walk away from that stuff. You know, you're restoring peace within yourself. You're doing what's right. I see some of you guys also getting back into like studying or reading or getting more into like philosophy, where seeing like, what is the bigger picture behind all of this? I see some of you guys studying more, listening. I'm hearing like podcasts and stuff like that coming out too. And yeah, it's like you're walking away from something. It's big on the walking away. Like emotionally and mentally, you have left this space. And you feel good about it, but it's like, this is a time where you need to be strong internally. And people are going to follow along with you too. Like I'm seeing like, it's like a domino effect. Like you pushed that one domino and everything is like starting to fall into place for you now. Things around you needed to crumble because what was standing wasn't a strong foundation at all. And now these things it's like a domino effect. They're crumbling down to really realign within. And once you get right within, things on the outside really come together for you. And I just see that this strong sense of like a breath of fresh air. Like, finally, it is my time. Finally, I can focus on myself. And I'm feeling like this, like a big emotional release, this outburst of like, I'm finally being seen. I feel so good about where I am. And you know, it's just, you feel so damn good about it. So that's what I really see for this week. I want to see if there are any other messages for this week. Woo! There is another message. Hopefully this is something different, going into something different. we have the Lovers card. So this is really, again, with the Temperance, it's like this is restoring that balance. Like, we're really coming back into ourselves. I'm seeing a really good healthy balance with that feminine and masculine energy coming in together. I think that some of us may be really reconnecting with our partners as well. If you are married or in a relationship, I see like these really strong, like, I see you soul attracted, intertwined, intense, in a, like, people always get afraid of the word intense, but it's a good intense, okay? I know I'm a Scorpio. Scorpios are like, we thrive on intensity, but it's like I'm really just picking up on this strong, intense attraction happening. This could be a reconnection with somebody, or even if you're in a relationship, you're reconnecting with your partner, and I see a lot of like really good, open, vulnerable, loving, connecting conversations. Maybe some of you are going on a retreat or a staycation or a vacation, but I'm seeing a lot of that happening as well too. Maybe some of you are planning something to get away this week. What else? Why? Woo! There's a lot of messages coming in this week. With the Four of Wands coming out reversed. So this is big with this Lovers. I think you guys are really connecting again by the heart, like internal, like where am I at internally? And this person, and you're connecting. I'm just getting big on this like deep soul connection happening for some of you guys, or a lot of you guys this week. Even if you're single, like this is gonna be the time where maybe you'll meet somebody that just, you're like, whoa, this is like some intense shit, and you just really want to get to know these people. But with the Three of Swords coming out, with this connection, this reconnection that's happening with your partner, there's another story. There could be some news from maybe not you, but your partner or somebody you're really close with, or a friend, or somebody you view as family. There could be news that they tell you, and it's time for you to be supportive for them because there's some upsetting news, or maybe there's something upsetting happening on the outside and it's affecting them, and it's time for you to be that solid person that they've always been for you, or vice versa. You know what I mean? That person's gonna really be there to hold you down. There could be some things that just like, whoa, I'm going through a roller coaster this week. There's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of changes happening. There's a lot of emotions, a lot of breakthroughs, and you have this one person that you really can confide in, and they're holding you down and making you feel very sturdy with, even though there's pain, I still have this, and I'm lucky to have this, and I feel so grateful. So that's what I'm seeing with this Three of Swords. I want to see if there's anything else before I pull some oracle cards. Is there anything else that we need to know for this week? Any other messages that people here need to know? Okay. King of Swords. Again, we're stepping into... I feel like I always say this though, but that's probably just because it's my take on like being like a Scorpio with those 8th house stellium that I have, is just, it's a constant transformation every day, every moment for me. So I use the word like transformation a lot, but I just see that this week we're really stepping into who we are and speaking on and showing up unapologetically. It's just, this is who I am. And I'm not the same person I was a year ago, a month ago, 10 years ago. And you don't know me. You used to know me, but you don't know who I am now. And there's a sense of power within yourself that stands in this. All right, we're going to pull from the Moonology deck and see, because we have this new moon in Leo, what is this new moon in Leo bringing in for us? What is the message that we can all hear for this Leo new moon? Have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. So having faith in your dreams, really paying attention to like just knowing that whatever it is that you want, you can get, you can grasp, you can reach. It's already yours. You just have to have some faith and believe that. And when having faith, it means you got to trust in yourself and trust in that, higher power, that divinity, whatever it is. You have to have faith and trust and believe in that, and believe in yourself that whatever it is that you want, you can reach it. Even if you are just like, I've never had this happen. How can this happen to me? You have to believe and trust, because it's already there for you. You just have to ride that wave and just have that faith that I know this is going to work out for me. That's what this is saying. What are some messages, maybe crystals, if you work with crystals, or just messages in general we can use for inspiration this week? Wow. Live in the now. I feel like these last few readings I've been doing, I been talking about this, living in the now, being in the present. It's like, embody that, ground yourself. We have a lot of fire energy happening. Fire is exciting. It's there. It shows up. It's like, let's go have some fun. Let's be spontaneous. Let's be in the moment. Let's be in the now. Let's show up for ourselves. And Unikite, live in the now, is saying and expressing that to its fullest potential. That's when you can be your fullest, your happiest, when you just really show up and just be in the present moment. And then we have I don't know. We have this. If you guys know how to say it, maybe you can put down how to pronounce it down below, or I can just Google it later. But remember your worth, Don't downplay yourself. Don't downplay yourself at all. Remember and know your worth. If you have big dreams to reach, don't settle. Don't settle, because you're worth more than that and you deserve more than that. So allow the big things, the new things to come in. Don't settle. If you're like, I'm worth $100,000, but I got this job offer for $60,000, maybe I should take it because times are tough. Know your worth. Know your worth. The right thing will come around when it's supposed to. You just have to trust in that process. That's what these cards are really coming in and saying. And I have the Starseed deck. I just felt drawn to pull these. I don't use this deck that often, but I want to see what is a message with the Starseed deck we can really use for this week. Alright, we have Breath of Cosmos, My Will to Thy Will, micromanaging the universe. And you see, that's a lion. That looks like a lion anyways that she's on top of to me. It's like a lion's head right here. Whoa. So, using the guidance of the messages you receive, the astrological transits, using the information that I'm even providing in this video for you guys, and using that to your own advantage. Micromanage what can you grasp onto and take in as your own and lead with, because we're not as powerful as I don't know, whatever you believe in, right? But we have such strong willpower within ourselves. How can you use the bigger thing that's out there for your advantage and use that to really micromanage, like it's saying, show up as a leader in your own life to expand and be bigger and live to your fullest potential? That's what this is saying. Use all of the energies that are around you, because like they say, energy can't be created or destroyed. It just transforms into something different. So what it is that you have in your life that you can transform into something different, it's the power of the mind, the new perspectives you have. If you have this new perspective of really believing and trusting, I can create whatever it is that I want, and really embodying that, you'd be so surprised 3-6 months from now, how completely changed and different your life really is. So with that being said, if you made it this far, leave a Leo or a lion emoji with a firecracker, okay? And share down below how this reading resonated, and where do you have Leo at in your natal chart? Do you have any major placements? Like me, I have Leo in the 4th house in Jupiter. So maybe you have a major Leo placement like that, or maybe you're a Sun Leo or a Moon Leo or a Rising Leo. I want to know, where do you have Leo at in your chart? And share how the reading resonated, and share this with somebody you think would be interested and could benefit from this. And I'll catch you guys next week.